Hello there, I'm Thomas Hatsios, this American pilot flying the Boeing 777-300ER international flight from Zurich International Airport. Currently over flying Zurich, Switzerland, Germany, then coming back to Zurich International Airport, runway 14. From Lszh localizer landing, surrounding the cockpit for the pre-takeoff preparation of the beam simulation and microflight simulator X, Boeing 777-300ERX. I'm going to start showing the cockpit instruments that displays the functions of the Boeing 777-300ER. The aircraft has been started with the primary flight display that displays the airspeed indicated. The airspeed selected from the autopilot, the flight director system panel, the ground speed, the radio altitude above the ground level, the barometric altitude above the sea level, the barometric pressure of the outside atmosphere. We have also the altitude selected from the autopilot and flight director system panel, the magnetic heading and track. We have the flight mode annunciator with the artificial horizon, the pitch attitude decrease and the bank angle and decrease. We have also the Lszh localizer, horizontal localizer, and vertical glide slope needles, and Lszh localizer crossbar for guidance to the runway for landing. We have the flight director crossbars for manual guidance of the aircraft, and the autopilot crossbars for automatic guidance of the aircraft. We have also the angle of attack of the aircraft as it flies, the flight mode annunciator with the autopilot and the later on vertical navigation modes, and the Lszh localizer frequency. We have also the navigation display. The navigation display that displays the inertial reference of the GPS position of the aircraft, the terrain and weather reflection from the weather reader, the terrain map. We have also the airports, the waypoints, navigation fixes, waypoints, NVBs, workstation. So you're gonna save them in the map. In the navigation display, we have the magnetic north pole and true north pole magnetic variation depending on where we are in the world. We have also you will see the other airports. We have also the other aircraft that fly around our own aircraft. You can see where they are located, the distance, where they are, the altitude difference from our own aircraft, whether the climb, the descent, and this generates the TICA system, the traffic collision alert system advisory display of other aircraft. You can see the diamond shape in the navigation display of other aircraft flying closer or farther away from you. Using the transponder, the spin ADC transmits our frequency to other aircraft, and the air traffic control also receives from other aircraft, and the air traffic control, and this creates the warning of the other aircraft in the navigation display. So you can see here all the instruments, the displays. We have also we will see we're gonna have also the wind direction speed in the navigation display, the ground speed, the next waypoint is gonna be overflying. We have the flight management computers here, so I'm gonna show you how we're gonna create a flight plan or a flight path for a complete route for the aircraft from takeoff, climb, cruise, descent, approach, and landing into the destination airport. So we're gonna select the departure airport and runway. We're gonna input all the data of the aircraft for takeoff. That includes the takeoff gross weight, that includes the empty weight plus the passenger plus the cargo plus the fuel on board, the trip fuel, the reserve fuel, and the taxi fuel. And we're gonna have the calculations of the takeoff speeds, the V1, rerotate, and V2. We're gonna use the flaps for takeoff, like 15 degrees of flaps, and this also gonna calculate the mean aerodynamic core position, the Mach of the forward wings of the aircraft in terms of the center of gravity, also, and the horizontal tail trim stabilizer position for takeoff is going to be calculated using these calculations. All this is going to be done automatically using the flight management computer. So we're going to use like 4.35 degrees of horizontal tail trim, pitch up stabilizer trim, the horizontal tail of the aircraft. So I'm going to show you also that. Then we're gonna have the complete route of the aircraft created using the flight management computer. I will input the departure, airport, and runway. I will select the seats, the starter instrument, departures, waypoints, and fixes, and include horizontal and vertical navigation fixes and constraints for the aircraft from the initial climb all the way up to the cruise altitude. we're gonna have this display in the navigation display. We're gonna have to follow these waypoints, as you can see. Then we're gonna have also the recommended waypoints and fixes to the destination airport. We're gonna have the complete route and flight plan, as I tell you, flight path, and we're gonna have the descent and approach to the destination airport. And one, we're gonna have the stars. The stars are the standard terminal arrival waypoints and fixes, horizontal and vertical. You're gonna see them also displayed in the navigation display. They're gonna guide us to the runway for landing. Also, we're gonna have the Lszh localizer of the instrument landing system of the destination airport and runway tuned into our flight management computer automatically or manually using the radio management panel. So we're gonna have in the primary flight display the display of the Lszh localizer, the horizontal localizer needed in the vertical glide slope and crossbar. So also we're gonna have the heading of the runway we're gonna use for landing, selected from the autopilot and flight director system panel. So we're gonna be aligned with the runway when we're gonna land, using the magnetic heading, and we're gonna have all this done using the flight management computer. We're gonna have also so this is gonna guide the aircraft in the horizontal and vertical profile and flight from takeoff, climb, cruise, descent, approach, and landing. The flight plan or flight path of flight or route, as we call it also. So we're gonna have also this interconnected to the autopilot and flight director system panel, and the autoflow will receive data and information for the route. This is gonna be used to guide the aircraft automatically using the autopilot and flight director system panel of the Boeing 777-300ER jet aircraft. You're gonna see that the LNAV and the VNAV function of the autopilot and flight director system panel over here. So I'm gonna start showing you the displays of the aircraft. You can see here the autopilot and flight director system panel, the navigation display, the primary flight display. You can see here the airspeed indicated, the airspeed, the altitude above the sea level, barometric altitude, the airspeed selected, the altitude selected. We have also the waypoints here. We created already a route using this flight management computer. Here we input all the data, as you can see. So we have the waypoints we need to follow for this route from takeoff, climb, cruise, descent, approach, and landing. We have the route of the request here, the takeoff performance. We have also performance here using the gross weight, the fuel on board, zero fuel weight, the mean aerodynamic center of gravity for flight, cost index, cruise altitude, and we have the takeoff flap setting, center of gravity 4 degrees, horizontal tail trim, stabilizer. You can see the readings, and V1 we rotate, and V2 which is the takeoff speed for this weight and this runway. So we're gonna have all the data of the runway for this takeoff. We're gonna have the runway length, the runway slope, the wind direction and speed, the barometric pressure, the density of the air, the temperature of the air, the flaps, as I told you, the center of gravity, aerodynamic cooling, horizontal trim, stabilizer. So this is gonna give us the takeoff speed, V1, we rotate V2, whether the runway is dry, wet or ice. So we're gonna have this displayed in the primary flight display already, because we have created the flight plan and all the data we need for takeoff. I'm gonna show you also the autopilot and flight director system panel that includes the autopilot engage and disengage switch, the autoflow left and autoflow right engage and disengage switch, the flight director engage and disengage switch, the airspeed select knob. You can select an airspeed enough to minus not so max speed, and this is gonna give the guidance of the aircraft in flight using the airspeed guidance of the aircraft that commands the engine's thrust rating. We have the General Electric 90G 92 Buffon engine stored in Boeing 777-300ER jet aircraft. So you will see the airspeed guidance also moving the thrust lever position when it touches the thrust rating. So you can see the N1, which is the low speed starter and shaft, the low pressure compressor and turbine of the turbofan, which is raising the exhaust gas temperature, raising the outflow air pressure from the 5th and 9th stage of the turbofan, which is answering. We have also the N2, which is the high speed starter and shaft, the high pressure compressor and turbine of the turbofan, which is raising the fuel flow per engine per hour, 1000 kilograms, thousands of pounds. Oil temperature, oil quantity, oil pressure, and the vibration of the N2 stage of the engine. You will see all this information displayed here in the upper and the lower engine indication and color system. We're gonna use also the bleeder here, the outflow valves. We need them to the manual. We're gonna see also the overhead panel, so you can see this is the autopilot flight director system panel, the autopilot engage and disengage switch of the flight director, the auto throttle left and right, the airspeed select knob, the airspeed guidance of the aircraft and the modes, flight level change, climb continues, auto throttle, nav and VNAV, the heading guidance with the bank angle limit. You can select on heading here, and the vertical rate of climb descent of the aircraft, and all flight path angle, trigonometric angles in decrease, the steepness, the climbs and descents, and the altitude. Select and also the port localizer and the approach switch for the autoland. So we're gonna see all these switches. Then we're gonna see the thrust levers here, the flaps. You can see the flaps that increase the surface area of the wings, the speed brakes. You can see all these surfaces here in the aircraft that extend and deflect the flow of the air as we fly to change the direction or climb the descent. So we have also the thrust levers. You can move them forward. As you can see, you have the thrust rating here, like the N1 that I explained you. Left and right engine, low speed start, low pressure compressor and turbine of the turbofan, which is engine. The limit for takeoff 104.6%, rate never exceed. Yellows, exhaust gas temperature, the air pressure from the 5th and 9th stage of the engine over here. The N2, which is the high speed starter and shaft, the high pressure compressor turbine of the turbofan, which is sensing the fuel flow per engine per hour, 1000 kilograms, 1000 pounds, oil pressure, oil temperature, oil quantity, and the vibration of the N2 stage of the engine. So this is the upper and the lower ACAS engine technical display. The ACAS displays the information. So when you select an airspeed guidance from the autopilot flight director system panel, you engage the auto throttle. These commands are the engine's FADEX. The FADEX are the full authority electronic control computers. One is full per engine gearbox, close redundancy. One channel phase, the other takes over. Controls, monitors, and displays all the data issued from the engines in the upper and the lower ACAS engine technical system displays. So I'm gonna show you also. You select an airspeed guidance. You select thrust rating limit like the N1. And we have two main modes. We have the fixed thrust mode, like when we are in a takeoff or climb, we have maximum continuous thrust, and when we are in the descent, we have idle thrust. In either case, there are idle thrust modes in which the airspeed is being adjusted by varying how fast the aircraft will climb or descend to the selected altitude using the horizontal tail trim stabilizer auto trim system. Or the horizontal tail, the vertical, the horizontal tail elevator position for climb and descent. So it will adjust how fast the aircraft will climb and descend, either automatically using the autopilot and flight director system panel, or you can do that also manually using the flight controls here. So I'm going to show you also the flight controls, how to control the aircraft manually. You can see the thrust levers also. We have the horizontal trim here, the stabilizer of the horizontal tail. You can adjust the pitch trim, the aileron trim also. You can adjust the aileron trim here and the rudder trim here, and you can see the horizontal tail trim here, pitch trim up and down, and you see you can adjust the horizontal tail here like this of the aircraft for climb and descent. This is the elevator moving up and down, but you will adjust the horizontal tail trim stabilizer. The trim of the horizontal tail you have also for other surfaces, but we use mainly the horizontal tail trim for flying levels. So I will continue with the autopilot and auto flight director and auto thrower. Gun solos after the airspeed guidance. We have the back angle limit, the heading guidance, the vertical rate of climb descent of the aircraft times 100,000 feet per minute, or the trigonometric angle increase, the steepness in the trigonometric angles in decrease. You can climb the descent. We have the altitude select knob, the altitude hold switch, the VOR localizer for an ILS localizer approach. And also we have the approach switch for the auto land function of the Boeing 737. Then I'm gonna show you, as I told you, the thrust levers function, the flaps, the speed brakes, the horizontal trim, position, the stabilizer, also the cutout of the horizontal trim stabilizer. You turn on, you open this when you have a malfunction of the horizontal trim, the CMDR trim from the normal to cutout. If you have a failure here of the autopilot and the auto throttle auto trim system, you have a failure here in the CODR hydraulics, so you have to disconnect from the auto trim, from the autopilot, the auto trim function like this, and you open the red guarded covers of the switch from the CMDR, and you disconnect from normal to cutout. So we close this back, and then you use only this manual and alternating the manual trim here, and you can see also the trim position change the altitude of the aircraft here, so you can see how many degrees you have here, or now 4 point something degrees, and you can see the green band is for takeoff. Stabilizer trim, you can see the parking brakes also. You will see also in the display later. So I'll continue then with the overhead panel, the left and the right engine, IVG, the gray drive. I will start now with the, I believe with the flight controls. I will show you the flight controls and the side stick I use for controlling the flight controls. Then I will come to the overhead panel. So you will see now how control using the side stick, the control column for the horizontal tail, the elevator for climb and descent, the ailerons and spoilers, the control wheel for banger left and banger right, also the rudder pedals for the vertical tail rudder, and for the nose wheel steering. They are simultaneously connected. So depending on the airspeed of the aircraft in the ground or in the air. So we have this here, the side stick, you can see, so I can climb the aircraft like this. I can descend using the horizontal tail. This is the yoke. I can use the horizontal trim stabilizer in flight for pitching up and pitching down the aircraft. Also make turns right, make turns left like this. Also using the thrust levers like this. So you can see we have the thrust levers position here. So we climbed, make turns right, left. You can see how quick the response is, the rudder pedals, and we have all the controls simultaneously, because it's like the hand control and stick of the fighter jet. You have all the controls. You have the tail and the right and the left wing, and the rudder pedals. You can move the rudder pedals for making right and left turn using the vertical tail. So here you can climb, you can also leave neutral. So you can see both sides are interconnected, they move together simultaneously. The first also in the cabin. Also the rudder pedals are interconnected, and we have the thrust levers. And this is always set up for flying. You can start make small inputs for takeoff like this, not too much. Also making turns in flight, or making a steeper adjustments like this. Also descent. So you will see now also the outside view using the same flight controls and the side stick. You will see now the controls from the outside view, like the horizontal tail, the vertical tail, and the alerts and the spoilers. Also we have the speed brakes. So you will see now we have here we can climb, descend, make turns left and right in the vertical tail. As you can see, the vertical tail, left, right. So we will make the aircraft climb and descend. So we have all the flight controls we need for flying the aircraft. As you can see here, the side stick deflection is proportional to the yoke deflection. All the flight controls are working normally. So we go now with the rest of the systems. I will show you the overhead panel, a small explanation, then I will make the most of it, and then I will also show you the primary flight display and the navigation display, the other pilot flight director system panel. So after that, we're gonna make an engine start demonstration. I will turn off, shut down the engines and restart them using the APU. Also now the APU, the auxiliary power unit we're gonna use for starting the engines, also the batteries and the fuel system, the hydraulic system, the pressurizer from the left and right engine, also from the APU we need to start the engines. I will show you also that. And the engines, electronic engine control for the engines and the auto start system, will plan engine RDI, so also the overhead panel main systems for the aircraft that function. So I will show you also so we'll start now. Then we're gonna set up, we have already set up the flight management computer. So after the engine start demonstration, we're gonna take a complete flight from takeoff, climb, cruise, descent, approach, and landing. You're gonna see the whole flight flying manually this aircraft. Also will be with the autopilot in the end part of the video, so stay tuned with this video until the end. I'm Thomas Hatsios, the German American pilot flying the Boeing 777-300ER. So I'm gonna start now with the maybe with the overhead. You have to see a couple of things here also. You have to follow the displays. You can see a couple of aircraft flying here on the display, plus 9,900 feet, both of them. We don't have any aircraft closer right now. So you will see here after that the overhead panel I'm gonna show you now, and then we're gonna make a complete explanation at the end part of the video. So we have the left and right IGZ, the graveyard generator, the backup generator. This is the electric system, the batteries, the primary, and the APU. The APU start switch. You can start the auxiliary power unit with that. We have the primary flight control computers, the ADIRU, the air data and reference unit. We have the lighting system of the aircraft and the windshield wipers here. Also the wing and engine RDIs. We have the passenger oxygen here, the rammer turbine, the window heat, some other systems, emergency lights, the rammer turbine. We have the hydraulic fluid here, and pumps. We have the left and right engine driving, the air pressurize left and right, the electronic engine control for the engines, the auto start for the engines, the fire extinguishers for the cargo and the APU, the fuel jettison. We get dump some fuel to lose weight, make the air lighter. We have the left and right wing fuel tank, the center tank which is empty, the crossfeed valves and the fuel booster pumps, the cabin pressurization here of the aircraft, the pressurization system you can see here, and we have the bleeder from the APU. We need to start the engines, and also we have the bleeder pressurizer from the left and right engine for Wing and engine ADIs, air conditioning and ventilation, hydraulic fluid pressurization, and other systems. So you're gonna see now. I'm gonna start now with the displays. So we don't have like maybe 15 minutes to start the flight. So let's take a more relaxing view of the aircraft like this. So we have like maybe 15 more minutes to go for takeoff. Maybe we're gonna make it faster. So hope you like the input from the flight controls that I saw you. Also we have the nose wheel steering wheel that with the tiller. So we have a couple of things to see also. I told you the speed brakes. We have the fire extinguishers for the left and the right engine, the fuel control to the left and the right engine, the thrust levers, the left and the right engine. So I'm gonna start now with the primary flight display. You can see we have the airspeed tape, the airspeed indicated, the airspeed selected from the autopilot flight director system panel, the radio altitude above the ground level, the barometric pressure altitude above the sea level, the barometric pressure of the outside atmosphere, magnetic heading and track, the vertical rate of climb descent of the aircraft in tens, hundreds and thousands of feet per minute. You will see there is needle moving up when we climb or moving down when we descend. The altitude selected from the autopilot flight director system panel. You can see the flight plan also here. We have the pitch altitude, this is the artificial horizon, and the primary flight display. So we have the pitch altitude in degrees, like you can see 2.5, 5, 7.5, 10, 12.5, 15, 7.5, and 20 degrees. Pitch up and pitch down. Flight director, Lszh localizer, the V1 here, 133 knots. The takeoff go around with the flight mode annunciator. The other modes like now. So we have the angle of attack of the aircraft as it flies, the navigation display. You can see the magnetic heading and the geographic. So we have now the magnetic and true together. We can display them interchangeably. So we have now the true North Pole, the geographic North Pole for navigation like this. Let's see true North Pole. So you can see the waypoints here displayed, how far away we can look. We can see some other aircraft. There is one aircraft coming in right now for landing over here, plus 3,200 feet. You can see the center also view of the flight plan. We have all the waypoints here created in the flight management computer already. So we are almost ready for takeoff. You can see we're gonna use this runway for takeoff. We're gonna climb through all these waypoints, come here, and then return back and descend and approach for landing. So we can see also the elevation of the terrain around. You can see the terrain awareness, also the other aircraft awareness. You have other aircraft flying closer to you or farther away. You can see closer like this. The waypoints we're gonna have for approach here. Also the center view again. You can see the runway we're gonna use for takeoff here. The one beside us. And the waypoints, the constraints, the same like this over here. Also we look further away. We'll see until the next and the final waypoint. We have to follow some airports further away from you. You can see we have to fly over there. And this closer view. We have it now. So this the waypoints and the terrain, and also the center view. If we look further away, we will see here many airports. You can see where they are located. So now we have the geographic North Pole. We can turn back to magnetic. You can see there are 2 degrees of difference between the magnetic and the geographic here where we are. So you can see here again we have the airports. Here is the Switzerland. You can see the mountains, 6,100 feet, 0 feet. The Germany and the France approximately. So we make them again see the waypoints here which are closer to us. So we can change some values. We have the meters, hectopascals also here. So you can see now hectopascals 1013 and meters here display 1050 meters. We have also the display here of we have the auto throttle. So this is the autopilot flight director system panel. Auto throttle left off, auto throttle right off, either one right off and on. So the autopilot now flight director system panel is active. So we can use also flight director off. We can set the flight level change, flight director off. We cannot reset this if we have the flight director off. We need to have it on like this and then have this on here, this mode armed with green. So you can see in the primary flight display we can use these modes only we have the flight director on. So we can set the airspeed for takeoff like this. We have the LNAV with the VNAV, the bang angle, the limit here, you can see. The heading also. Heading track. Hold. So this select this select. And we have also the altitude here. 5,300. We have both flight directors if we need, and the board localizer or the NR. So I will show you now. We have a couple more modes. 1013 hectopascal. We can use inches of mercury again. So we have now these modes with the flight director, not the autopilot yet. So we have the target airspeed 253 knots and the target altitude 35,300. If we start the climb here from the airport, heading, hold and nav and flight level change speed, the Lszh localizer also. We're gonna use the Ilsloc here for the Lszh localizer. So the Ilsloc like this, heading, hold, flight level change speed 35,300 and the airspeed. Also the altitude with the LNAV. So target altitude now, VNAV and heading, hold. So we can arm also the autopilot like this, flight level change speed, and so now we have flight level change, heading, target airspeed, target altitude, and the autopilot is on. Also we can use the Ilsloc instead of the LNAV. So the Ilsloc arms the Lszh localizer. You can see the needle here, which will align us with the runway heading we follow at descent for landing. And we have heading, flight level change. Also the altitude, hold again with the Ilsloc. So you can use the LNAV and the vertical speed, flight path angle, trigonometric degrees like descent -3.5 degrees here. We're gonna have the descent -3.5 degrees. You will see the descent rate here. We can use for approach and landing, as you can see. So you will see these command bars here of tick marks. It's between the horizontal 0, 2.5 and 5 degrees. So it's -3.5 degrees with the flight path angle here. So maybe we have an aircraft coming in also. We're gonna follow that. It's very close to us. It's plus 1,000. You can see the runway here. The symbol, we have two aircraft. One is plus 1,100 and a third one aircraft over there. So it's coming in. It's 1,000 feet. Is descending. You can see it here blinking. where it's positioned and it's following its track to the runway. So it's like between the 5 and the 2.5 nautical miles. So we will track this aircraft now. Plus 700 feet. You can see the angle here between the runway heading and our own aircraft, and the aircraft is coming for landing right now. It's just in the opposite direction of us because it's coming for landing to this runway. So we have it here blinking much brighter. So we just spotted the aircraft here and here. So you can see now the yellow symbol here, the traffic, and we have the aircraft coming in for landing. So we can see, we can follow that. So we have it here is descending, as you can see it's runway, and here we have it just landed. You can still see the traffic and the yellow symbol here. So you can see a angle rate of climb descent, and we can use also the plus sign the other way. Plus 3.5 degrees like this. You have to climb plus 3.5 degrees. You will see the pitch ladder here. 5-pass angle, heading hold. It's gonna be between the 2.5 and the 5 degrees here. It's gonna give us this pitch rate altitude for climb to the target airspeed and target altitude. So I'm gonna show you also the last mode for this. The vertical speed, you can level off, you can descend like this. So you can adjust using this slider here. So we have heading hold, vertical speed, and we have the rate of descent here, which is minus 3,500 feet per minute between the 26. So we will adjust now the vertical rate of climb now, plus 3,500 feet per minute, the opposite way. So now we can have it plus 3,500 feet per minute for a climb. So we have it here. Plus 3,500 feet per minute. Vertical speed, heading hold, target airspeed, target altitude. Now I'm gonna show you also a couple more things how to disconnect. We have, I told you, disconnect the auto trim, use the pit stream also here, parking brakes up and down, this switch, fire extinguishers, fuel control to the left and right tensing, speed brakes, you can extend the speed brakes. You can see the speed brakes extend here. These surfaces, also the flaps, so you extend them when the engines are at idle. When you move the engines above idle, the speed brakes retract automatically, so you cannot extend them while the thrust levers are above idle. Also, when you move the thrust reversers like this, move up this handle, so you have the reverse thrust to slow down the aircraft in the runway, so after landing, so you will see the thrust reversers here, the blocker doors open, and reverse the flow from the bypass stage of the turbofan to the engine. So this will slow the aircraft in touchdown on the runway. Don't use that in flight. So we disarm this also, fire extinguishers, radio communication panel, transponder, weather radar. We're gonna go now for we have also the landing gear, the flaps here, the total fuel on board. You can see the outflow valves also position, the auto brakes here, and set, rejected takeoff, the flap limit, and you have the landing gear extend and retract, the landing gear speed, the alternate, terrain override, some other modes here. So this is all. We have to show you how to disconnect here the autopilot. So we will add this switch. You can see the warnings here coming in. Autopilot disconnect like this. So we reset and you can see the warning. Reset one more time You see autopilot is disconnected like this. So we reset one more time and do it another way now. So I'm gonna use this switch here. Press it one time in the control wheel. You will see the warning again. The autopilot is disconnected, and we press one more time to confirm the disconnect action. So this is all the systems we needed to know right now. We're going for the overhead panel, overhead upper panel. So we have the control. This is to disconnect the fluid from the hydraulic fluid for maintenance in the ground. We have the circuit breakers, electric reset. You can see a nicer view of the cockpit like this from this way of the Boeing 777. So we go here, the flaps set for takeoff, like you can see how many degrees. We'll set them 15 degrees. Here you will see it will display flaps 15 degrees. So we have a couple of things here to see. You can see the electric system, primary flight control computers, the APU, ADIRU, air data and service engine, hydraulic system, rammer turbine, passenger oxygen, window heat, wing and engine ADIs, electronic engine control for the engines, fire extinguishers, other modes are fuel system, fuel tanks and fuel pumps, cabin pressurization, bleeder pressurizer system. So this is the main views. What we need to do: left engine, right engine, ADG, 122 to 200 volts alternate current. The APU will need to start. We have the thrust asymmetry compensator, primary flight control computers. So maybe the ADIRU, the air data and reference unit. The batteries. So this is 128 to 200 volts. I'll show you later. Backup generators. Rammer turbine, window heat. We need to disconnect here the hydraulics, all the hydraulic pumps. You will see what will happen in the system. So this is very nicely simulated. You will see the faults popping up, all the fault lights, and you will see we'll use some systems here. We have alternate flaps now because hydraulic fluid problem, stabilizer off, hydraulic pressure system C, R and IL, flaps, flight controls, no autopilot like this. So we reset back to the on all the hydraulics, and then back to the auto. So we have fire extinguishers, cargo and APU, electronic engine control for the engine, auto start. So we have normal and alternate mode for the electronic engine control, auto start, on and off. So we're gonna start the engines like this. We can dump some fuel to lose weight in flight if we arm this mode. We have the left and the right wing fuel tank, crossfeed valves, and the center tanks you can see are empty with the yellow press. Wing and engine the eyes here. So we have also the lighting system, the windshield wipers, and here we have the cabin pressurization. We have it in the manual, so we need to use the outflow valves open and close when climb or descend, and select landing altitude, or use the automatic instead for the cabin pressurization. Also we have the bleeder from the left and the right engine. From the APU we need to start the engines. So I'm gonna show you what it happens if you turn off all the bleeder system. We're gonna lose a few bleeder, like duct pressure, and also some hydraulic problem, hydraulic pressure CNR. So hydraulic pressure demands C1 and C2. So reset. We cannot start the engines also like this. We need to have the bleeder. So this is all for the overhead panel. Now we go to the other, to the last step. We're gonna start the engine. So we're gonna show you CDU and ACL here. We have already the menu, FMC display. So we have the engine status. You can see the APU running, hydraulic, oxygen, checklist, normal menu, what we need to do before flight research. No normal menu. We have a failure of some system, the communication, navigation. and up to its doors are closed. Cabin can be pressurized. Landing gear, you can see the temperature of brakes and the pressure of the tires. Electric left and right engine, IDC backup generator, 27 volts, the battery and charge or discharge. The APU is running, 400 Hz frequency alternate current, 120,000 kilovolts, hydraulic pressure, left and right engine, C1 and C2 the electric hydraulic, where the hydraulic fluid goes, and 3000 psi systems, auto valves, fuel system, left wing, right wing, fuel booster pumps forward and aft. How much fuel you have in the left and right wing? No fuel in the center tank with yellow crosses, zero crossing valves are on. They can feed either tank or either engine with either pump. The APU is fed from the left wing using the DC motor. Total fuel on board and the low and high pressure fuel valves to the left and right engine are on into the engines, and the minimum fuel temperature here below which the fuel will freeze. We have also other data. We have the air pressurizer from the left and the right engine, 5th and 9th phase, the APU. We need the backflow of the APU to start the left and the right engine, pressurizer. Also some cabin parameters. You can see if we move forward the engine, you will have more pressurizer to the left and right. The flight controls also, last page here, display, we see everything is working normally here in the systems. All systems are correct. So you can see the flight controls movement, the stabilizer trim position, the rudder trim. So everything is working well here. You can move the tail and everything. So we go back in the modes, the engines. We need to start the engines. So both fuel control, left and right engine off because we have the auto start on. You can see the reset. There is some electric loss. So we have the N1 here decrease rapidly. Engine auto start. R and left, and engine shut down here. So we have the engine shut down now. You can see there is no fuel flow. So we have engine shut down. And we go outside here very quickly. So you see both right and left wing turbines are working because there is a pressurizer, but there is no fuel. We need to let the fuel valves, the fuel control, like this. So we're gonna have the fuel flow now open up here, and the engine start. As you can see, both engines start. So we have both right and left wing engines start, and we can go for the flight. We have the spinning. So we advance the thrust levers, take gear traffic control, the clearance. We have the runway ready for takeoff. So we advance the engines and we go for takeoff, align with the runway. Okay. Press taxi to the runway. Okay. And we have to align here to enter the runway. The runway is open for us for departure. We have taken the clearance from the air traffic control here. So we align here. We have the LNAV and VNAV. Everything is ready. So we turn off. So we can see where we are. We're ready for the takeoff. So we're gonna use this nicer view. Advance the thrust levers forward. We go. So we have 90 knots, 100 knots, 130 V1, we rotate, and here we go. After we rotate, V2. So So we have the positive rate of flight. We need to pitch down the aircraft a little bit. Retract the landing gear like this. So we're landing right now with a positive rate of flight, and we have quite many minutes of flight levels here. So we have a very nice departure with the Boeing 777. You can see we are 2,400 feet above the ground level. We are speed 280 knots, so we are 4,600 above the sea level. So there is a difference between the ground and sea level. We climb with 7,000 feet per minute. We are speed 200 knots, ground speed. The stall speed also on the flap limit. You can see the pitch altitude here of the aircraft. Also we have the flight plan here to follow. Decline on the ground with some terrain maybe perhaps. And also you can see the engines here, the rating, maximum takeoff with the resetting for the autopilot right now. So we'll follow the aircraft after takeoff, the runway here also. So we're gonna make a turn now to the flight plan we have to follow. So it's landing. $1,000. So this is a view from takeoff to takeoff. So we have to use also the first waypoint. Was the first waypoint here. So like that, we're gonna have the follow-up, which is 9 nautical miles away, as you can see. That's the first waypoint here. So we're gonna have also a nicer view outside. We have 18 more minutes for this flight, for this video actually. So we have the view, the Switzerland here, so beautiful, and the galaxy here, and the Germany this way, in front of us, the France also. Gonna see that very close. We have the Boeing 777, 300 yard, beautiful view. As we saw, fantastic aircraft. One of the most used, I think, airliners. So very nice climb out here. This is the lakes, so we need to follow the flight plan as we keep climbing. So we go now inside for the rest of the flight. We keep climbing. So we need to make a turn here for following the flight plan, as you can see. $30,000. Need to make a turn like this. So you can see some aircraft like two of them flying around us. $31,000. 32,000. So we have the next waypoint now. We need to follow 33,000. So we are here 33,000 now. Feet keep climbing up. So we have the centers now on the contours, as you can see. So we have this beautiful frozen vapors now. Display from the frozen vapors. Okay. We have also the galaxy, the galactic view. So we fly now. It's about 250 meters per second, or 600 kilometers an hour, and we are approaching our cruise altitude. So this is a fantastic galactic view here. Right, we have the lake also, the Switzerland, the Germany, the Bayern Munich in front of us, and the France on this side. So we almost reached cruise altitude. Gonna be cruising in a while soon. We need to cruise for a while over here. We can also set the airspeed a little bit higher. We drag some flaps. We don't need so many flaps right now. So we will increase the airspeed in a while, and we have like 30 more minutes for this flight. So we keep cruising like this. We fly now manually, as you can see, with the Boeing 777, and we are 35,000 feet, 200 Mach 0.579. Έλα. 7 και 20 είπε να πάω. Σε κάνα 15 λεπτά θα φύγω. So we fly now horizontally here, as you can see, 35,000 feet. So this is my own navigation here, and we're closer to Germany, so we're gonna start turning back now home to the airport. We have also the waypoint here, the Nitra, how you can see spot. So we are in this altitude. We need to increase the airspeed a little bit. And we're gonna level off here. So we're cruising here. We have the lake to Germany, and we're going back for our home, the beautiful view. And we have the Bayern Munich, the France behind us. And this view of the Boeing 777, 300 VR, as you can see. So we need to turn now back home, and we have like 11 more minutes. So we have this, we're flying with almost 900 kilometers an hour right now, 980 kilometers an hour, 300 meters per second, and we cruise through over Switzerland with this beautiful galactic view. And we're cruising manually with my own navigation right now. As you can see, I'm using my own flight controls here. Input service, we track also the flight, and we have like 11 more minutes. You can connect also the autopilot now for navigation if we need. We're gonna have also the airspeed increase quite rapidly. We have the autopilot now on, increase. So we're gonna have to follow all these waypoints right now as we're cruising. So now this is the autopilot cruise here, 35,300 feet. I was flying Switzerland in the star sign, 180 kilometers an hour. And we're gonna have to start the descent now. We're flying closer to the spot. We need to start the descent path now. So we're gonna use this descent and vertical speed. So we're gonna have also the airspeed 345. So we decrease also the airspeed a little bit. So we have the automatic now control for the descent. As you can see, we keep coming the controls here. The beautiful frozen vapors. We are descending. And through the door, the frozen vapors. So we descend now for the approach and landing. As you can see, we need 8 more minutes for the landing. So we need only to follow the flight plan. Also use a bit less airspeed. So we have less airspeed, maybe more rate of descent. Let's use the speed bridge now. We're gonna have the descent rating first, let's see. So we keep descending, and we have 6 more minutes for the approach and landing of the aircraft. So we can extend also this and navigate it down as we are descending. Decrease the airspeed a little bit. So we need also decrease the airspeed further. And use the overlock first. and some flaps maybe. So this is us coming back to the airport. Driving. This time now the autopilot. So we take out the manual control now. We keep descending. We need to increase the rate of descent a little bit as we are descending. So we have a few more minutes to go, like 4 more minutes for the approaching landing. So we have to level up here, and we are very close to the runway. As you can see, we are aligned. So here we have the runway, the symbol. We need to make some turn to the left, and some small alignment. So we keep using some manual thrust in case we need to get very closer, faster. So we have the landing gear down, all manual flight controls, as you can see. So we have here how we are approaching, and we need to use also this view for landing. With the view, as you can see, we're gonna have a nice detail as we touch down the aircraft, and we have 3 more minutes, so it's a good timing. So here we are, aligned with the runway. As you can see, we have the Lszh localizer. We need to make some small alignment, adjustment using power settings also. So you can see the Lszh localizer now where we are. The airspeed, we are 900 feet above the ground, the glide slope. We need to hold level. We have the runway in front of us and the Lszh localizer. The needles here. So I hope you have a nice view of the Lszh localizer approach that we're gonna make. Also use it a little bit more. And we have 2 more minutes to go for the runway. Keep going. Descending slightly. So we're gonna make it before hopefully the video ends. So we're gonna make it before the video record ends. So here we are, 200. Alpha 30, 1. Here we are, 10 feet, and we are approaching for the touchdown. As you can see, very beautiful touchdown, very professional. Parking brakes and reverse, full reverse last here, and we made a beautiful landing and touchdown. As you can see, we have a beautiful touchdown. The nose wheel, as you can see here, is perfectly safe. All the landing gear, all the tires, both the back and the front, the nose wheel is very beautiful. As you can see, so many